Hey guys, it's Kim here with Fairily Fiber Fun. Thanks for joining me on the Tour de Fleece wrap-up video. So, this year, 2022, Tour de Fleece ran from July 1st through July 24th. And my goal was to vlog every single day. Although I knew that that was not going to happen, I did my best, and I ended up with 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, counting today, 14 videos, not counting today, 13. So that's not bad. That's over half the days, just over half. So I'm pretty happy with that. I started off every single day and then started skipping, but you know, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. So I wanted to show you what I spun and then what I did not spin. So we're going to start with day one, which I had already started this, and I was, it was on the wheel. It was less than halfway done. So this is 262 yards of singles, and it weighs 3.9 ounces. That's day one. It's really pretty, thick and thin. Not on purpose, that's just how it was spun. So that was an art bat from years ago, a collab I did with Fiber Love Diary a few years ago. Okay, so that's number one. I'm going to throw this on the bed. And then number 2 and 3, I think this turned up as day 3 on video. Well, I could be wrong. I don't remember. I wrote it all down and then I apparently don't remember. Anyway, I spun up this tweed, and the plying part I had tried to ply on the spinny cube and the speed control wasn't working. So that's all I got off the cube. And then this one is 277 yards, 5.4 ounces. And yes, this would have been day 3 video because I says on here days 2 and 3. So that's that one. Just a standard 2-ply. I think from a center pull ball. I don't remember. You know, I really do not remember how I did that. Number 5. Day 4, I spun roving into singles, and that's all I have left. I used it for plying for a couple of different projects. So day 5, I made the beehive yarn, which is my absolute favorite. I love the beehives. They're so neat. Okay. I ended up with 72 yards, 2.4 ounces. And then day 7 was card a bat and make a fun yarn. So there's the bat. This is the first one I plied using those singles. Oof. Because that's perfect, right? Actually, I think this is the second one. I think the first one, don't listen to me, just watch the videos. It's all explained in the daily vlogs. Anyway, I applied that with this. It was fun, a very fun spin. I enjoyed it. I used a add-ins blend from Creative Ripples by Lisa to create this bat. It's very pretty. All right, so that was day 7. Day 8 is my second favorite, and that is the boucle. So I had a lot of fun with this. I have 30 yards and is exactly 1 ounce. Not bad. Okay, the next one is day 12. This was a bat that I had carded up during a live video on Woolen Fiber Arts Facebook. And I bubble plied it with the same single as before. This one is 184 yards, 3.8 ounces, day 12. Ended up being something like a gradient, not a striping. It was really neat. I really liked how this turned out. And then on day 13, I really challenged myself to spin. Why is it not working? There we go. To spin the lights. Now this one should also be working. I suspect it needs new batteries or something. Anyway, two lights strips. And that was a mess. If you want to watch that video, oof, it was not fun. An interesting experiment, but not fun. I learned a lot though. Day 14, I skirted fleeces and spun a little bit of wool flax blend, which I finished on days 18 and 19. So day 15 is a bulky 2-ply, ended up with 30 yards. This is 2.2 ounces. And when I washed this, I also washed day 16 singles, which is a bat deconstruction and blending and all that. I have 200 yards of the singles for day 16, and it's 3.8 ounces. These bats were originally 2.2 ounces, give or take. And this was spun up way before the tour, and all I did was skein it and wash it. But it is 2.9 ounces because it is core spun and thread plied. And it's 43 yards. This colorway was called Poppies and Coneflowers. So those are pretty, and each one's a little bit different, which is, I had 3 bats and I wanted to do something different with each one, and I ended up doing that. So that was cool. And then days 18 and 19 is the Tale of 2 Yarns video. So this skein was wet spun originally, and I only plied it during Tour de Fleece. It's 450 yards, 4.5 ounces, which is pretty good. And then this one was spun thicker and dry spun. Also, it didn't break a gazillion times because I'm a better spinner now. 260 yards, 4 ounces. So drastically less yardage, but it's a lot thicker. And I think I like the dry spun better, but I think the wet spun would work better as a warp if you were going to weave with these. Okay. And the last to show you of the finished yarns, and this was 1 bobbin. I have a total of 244 yards and 7.6 ounces. And this was originally lock spun a few months ago and then straight from the fleece. And then I was going to spin a second bobbin and 2-ply it, but I ended up doing center pull plying balls. And that's all that I did for day 22 was ply this up on Mr. Squeaky, the spinny cube. I did some drop spindling of Rolags from Creative Ripples by Lisa. So this is 2 Rolags on a beginner drop spindle. And I only spun the 1 Rolag. This first one was already spun. And then I found one of my Turkish spindles. And so this is the first Rolag for this one, and I've been working on making a really pretty cop. Isn't that gorgeous? First time I've ever done that. So that's the last little bit that I have left of the first Rolag. And I just did this randomly whenever I had to take someone to the doctor or sit and didn't feel like getting my wheel out or whatever. I just did a little bit of spinning. And then on day 23 and 24, on day 23, I did a sample spin. All right, so on day 23, I had received my roving from the mill. Finally, it took forever, so tune is roving. And I decided to start using this nifty book my friend Trisha had made for me. It is a spinning records book. So I have all the info on the first page. I have my singles. I measured the twist angle of the singles. I measured the twist angle of the plying. I put in a plyback sample. I put in a little piece of finished yarn that's been washed. And I knit a swatch. And behind the swatch, there is all the information about the swatch. I measured the gauge before and after blocking, and how I blocked it is all recorded and everything. So, and it was interesting to see how it changed with blocking. I used, well, let me tell you what the thickness is first. So, it's about 9 wraps per inch, which is fairly bulky. And I did not check the after washing wraps per inch, so I still need to do that. And I used US size 8, which is 5mm needles. I cast on 30 stitches. I worked a bunch of rows until I was almost out of yarn. Before blocking, I had 19 stitches and 23 rows in 4 inches. And after blocking, it went down to 16 stitches and 22 rows. When I block it, I'm trying to put that back on the paper. Let me go. Gosh, it's allergy season. It's driving me nuts. Late summer allergy. So I soaked it and moved it in the water gently with soap. Or maybe just hot water. I think just hot water. And then I'll have to take it off the page here. So I just kind of made sure the edges were straight while it was wet. And then I laid it flat. I didn't pin it. I didn't do anything like that. I just laid it flat. And that changed the gauge just a little bit. I'm happy with the fabric. So the finished yarn will be dyed and it will become I think a colorwork jacket I've been wanting to do for years. So I have all the records here for my new project. And that's the last little bit of the 30 yards I had from the sample skein. So I'm really, really happy with the beginning of this project, and that's not the official project, it's just the sampling bit. And I am spinning this long draw, and this is what I've spun so far. And I have, didn't I write that down? I have 4.2 ounces on here already. So that's as far as I've gotten for my big sweater spin or jacket spin so far. And that's all the spinning accounted for. Now, what I did not spin. Oof. I did not finish this spin, but there's something in here. Ah! My other whorl for my wheel. Boy, am I glad I found that. I'll need that at some point. I must have just dropped it in this bag. Okay. You never know. So that's going back to Dana with the finished yarn from that project. Then I have the woolen flax project. I did not get to the rest of the roll eggs or fiber. So I have not gotten that done. Now that's all I have left for that project. And then of the other, well, now the lights are on. that was a delayed reaction on those lights. Okay, so I had 2 bats that I did not get to. And where'd I put the thread? I have some thread that I wanted to use, and it is somewhere. Oh, here it is. So this is what I was going to use to auto wrap. And I think that would be really pretty, but I'm also thinking it would be pretty with this bat that I never got to. I think it'd be prettier with this one. So don't quite know yet what I'm going to do, but maybe core spin and auto wrap. I'm not sure. And then the rest of the Rolex I have not gotten to yet. This is a 4-ounce Rolex set from Creative Ripples by Lisa, which is what I've been drop spindling. So that's all the fibers I started with. That's what I have left that I didn't get to. So I really enjoyed Tour de Fleece. It was so much fun. I learned a lot. I did some new things, really stretched myself significantly, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad it's over with. The women's race, a lot of people are still participating in the Tour de Fleece, the women's version, which the Tour de France women's version is called something else, but I'm not participating because I'm just done. I want to do other things than film and spin every day or every other day or every 5 days. And I've got several videos I need to finish editing and get them uploaded. So I'm ready to kind of get back on track. And then I've got a bunch of fleeces I need to skirt for the August raw fleece sale. And I just have kids going back to school in less than a week, or today, right at a week. So they go back August 2nd, and we have orientation and school supplies and all of that stuff to take care of. So I'm just glad to be done with the whole Tour de Fleece thing. It was so much fun. I always enjoy it, and I always start off really optimistic, and then I end up floundering about halfway through. This year was pretty good for me, fairly consistent. I spun almost every day. I did not get all the videos uploaded. I didn't get them all edited on time, but you guys have been so very patient with me, and I do appreciate it. So I hope you enjoyed this Tour de Fleece as well, and we will be back to normal, random, putting out videos whenever they happen to get done. I am trying to be more consistent, but no promises because I'm not the most consistent person in the world. So anyways, thanks for sticking it out with me, and I will see you in the next video whenever that pops up. Bye, guys.